This is GJRB.
And welcome back to the next hour of the Gary Russen Program Extra on GJRB. And this hour we're going to be going non-stop for about 45 minutes or so. And this hour we're going to talk about some more stuff in the news, a lot of things that are going on, and you too can be part of the show. All you got to do is just get right in there. We're just going to talk here for like about well over a half hour. And this is 45 minutes altogether, plus a few breaks in there, and then that 45 minutes of talk as we wrap up the second hour and the final wrap-up of the Gary Russen Program Extra here on GJRB. And so a chance for you to get part of the show too as well, and you can do that. Got my Skype open. And I am, and as I show on my Skype, I am online, and the online status shows online if you want to be part of the show. I'm Gary.Russen. So when you get in your Skype, just type in Gary.Russen. It'll give you a chance, and then you can ring in and be on the air with me talking about this whole thing with that nurse. Also coming up this hour, your conversations as well. Welcome back to the Gary Russen Program Extra. And we're going to do now is, while we've got that happening, we're going to see, we got some birthdays out there today. So we're going to spread a little happy birthday in there. Want to wish happy birthday out today to my good friend who I went to Blackhawk College with. His name is Jeremy Andrew. Happy birthday to you today, Jeremy. Hope you're having a great birthday today. And I hope that you're celebrating with friends and all that good stuff. And let's see who you're celebrating your birthday with today. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to type up celeb birthdays for today, and I believe some big stars celebrating birthdays today. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at some of the celebrities you're celebrating your birthday with today, and see see some of them are. Some of them are your top celebrities. Including Charlie Sheen, Al Jardine, in the celebrity birthdays list today. Top celebrities today celebrating birthdays. So you're celebrating your birthday with Charlie Sheen, Beach Boys, Al Jardine. Celebrities celebrating birthdays today. Cartoonist Mort Walker's 94. Beach Boys' Al Jardine is 75. Wow. Actor Charlie Sheen is 52. And actor Jarrett, I never heard of this guy. Maybe I just don't follow new actors. But actor Jarrett Headloon, 33. Some of the celebrities you're celebrating birthday with today. So happy birthday today to Jeremy Andrew, a good friend of mine from Blackhawk College, went to school together. Actually, we worked together at WQPT, the public TV station. He was a master control operator. We worked together, and fabulous guy. So happy birthday to you from GJRB Online. He had a big birthday. We say goodbye, though, to Richard Anderson, who played Oscar Goldman on the TV series The $6 Million Man. He died at the age of 91. Yeah, Oscar Goldman of The $6 Million Man. We lost him this weekend. Great actor. One of my favorite actors as well. And he played, that was his best role. On the $6 Million Man. It was my one. If he played any role, and I've seen him in many, that would be my favorite would be, of course, Oscar Goldman on $6 Million Man. He was that's one of his best parts. Although I was watching some old westerns this weekend, the TV that MeTV was playing with him in it, and he wasn't bad in those either. Of course, I've seen the one episode when I already seen the one episode of Rifleman. He was in it. The other one, I think it was an episode I was watching. He was on the Wild Wild West. They were showing the Wild Wild West with him on it. A couple of other episodes, and he was a good actor, one of the best. And sorry to see him go, one of the best. And of course, the co-founder of I talked about this on the air yesterday. The co-founder of Steely Dan also died over the weekend. He was 67, I believe. And a lot of great people dying. Isn't it just amazing how we lost a lot of really good stars? I mean, just in this past year. And I mean, I was just talking about that with my wife here, even even with Joni from Happy Days. Still is a shock to most people. I mean, really, she was one of the ones you would think would never, really, really, really die, and here we are in 2017 losing a lot of big movie stars and celebrities. It's like, wow, just incredible over the past year. Anyway, they were saying that this Hurricane Irma is the strongest hurricane in history. You have to wonder, maybe that's the truth. Big storm. And we're going to keep track of that storm for you. We'll do weather on the 5s again. We didn't do weather on the 5s at 5 minutes too, so we're going to do one at 25 after. This is a Gary Russen program extra. So they'll really tighten this in this program. So it doesn't really matter when we do the weather at this point. We're just going to throw the weather in and at the time. So because we're only doing this for 2 hours today. So just whenever we get a chance to do weather. We might even stay on an extra half hour. I don't know. We'll stay there maybe about 4:30 or so. But anyway, especially if we were to get calls. I'm not saying we are, but if we were to get calls. But anyway, we'll track Hurricane Irma again, and I'll let you know exactly what's going on with that storm. But meanwhile, I like to do one of my favorite things to do on this program, and I do it quite often. I like doing it because I do it on the Gary Russen program, regular full-length show as well, and it's fun because I can go through the social media and find late-breaking stories as they happen right on the air. So I do. So what we're going to do right now is a thing I call scroll through social media.
Scroll through social media.
And that means that when we do that, we go through all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. We go through it all, and we find news headlines and find stories, late-breaking stories, but we also find stuff that people post. And sometimes I even talk while I'm on the air on here. One of the other stories that we got coming up this hour was DACA. Well, it's going to end. According to this report from CBS Denver now, there are students walking out of class in protest of what they call this Dreamers program being rescinded by the government. Trump has dropped it. And I'm looking at some video from a TV station out of Denver, Channel 4. There are traffic copters going over there. But the story goes that the session announced recently that DACA is being rescinded. This is a program, I guess, I'm not sure exactly. From what I understand, it is people who are over here who, I don't know, maybe illegal immigrants, whatever the case may be, well, I guess won't get any benefits of any kind. Apparently that's what, that is according to what I'm understanding of this. There's a kind of a benefit, and it's just all they're showing is helicopter footage of the protests. There's like dozens and dozens and dozens of kids hanging out of this school over a protest over this DACA thing. Denver, over this DACA thing. Now, President Trump is expected to end the Deterrent Action for Childhood Arrival program. This is also known as DACA, which protects undocumented immigrants from deporting who were brought here to America as children. So they're brought here to America as children, but they could get deported. Okay.
It's a decision that could affect hundreds of thousands of young people in America. Tomorrow, President Trump is expected to announce he is ending the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. It's a program better known as DACA, and those in the program are called Dreamers. Stan Bush following the story live tonight from the Auraria campus in Denver. Stan, sounds like there will be a big rally there tomorrow.
Getting stuck. Yeah.
Jim, so big that it may actually shut down some schools in the area. Organizers say they may see.
It's getting stuck, so we're not going to play it because it's not. It doesn't want to keep playing. But it just says the recipients of those who support them across the country are planning walkouts. And they plan them today. It started at 11:30 this morning.
As many as 7,000 students tomorrow walk out of class just to be here.
Okay, once again, I'm not getting the story because it keeps getting stuck. But they're saying that the downtown Denver at the Aurora, I can't pronounce that, Aurora campus on the Tivoli Quad, a size gathering may led to high schools in the city to shut down. As many as 7,000 students may walk out of class. Trump is being pressured to end DACA, and 10 other they're saying that Barack Obama stepped his bounds as executive order to protect these so-called dreamers who have been known life in this country. So, what they're saying there is they want to deport these kids who have been here, and because this DACA program is ending. Monica Acosta, who's a field director for immigration rights group in Padres Unidos, is disappointed by this news. She said, quote, "I'm feeling upset by the fact that our election officials have failed to give us the permanent solution. And I think it's going to be really powerful to see that it's students and it's young people walking out because the DACA Act really affects the population." Now, this started when Barack Obama had an executive order. And now they're saying that the now they're going to rescind this thing, and I'm surprised that President Obama isn't going to step in and say something here. Wouldn't surprise me in the least if he isn't. But they're deporting these kids. The president's plan is said to have 6 months window for Congress to address the issue before DACA is terminated. Many fear Congress will fail to act as is done in its issue in the past. Mike Kaufman, who's a Republican and representative for the Colorado 6th Congressional District, said it's called on Congress to extend DACA. The Colorado Dreamers also have the support of Governor John Hickenlooper, did I pronounce that right, who says that the new law-abiding Dreamers deserve a chance to realize their potential in the only country they've ever known. Approximately 17,000 Coloradoans are at risk of losing work permits and protections from deportation and their dreams of being successful in America. And yeah, that's what this is about. So they're walking out due to this because they feel that they could. These are kids who have been here for quite a while, and now they could be deported because they're going to end this program that was started by Barack Obama. And so, what do you think of that one? That's big news. General Jeff Sessions expected to announce the DACA program will end in 6 months. So you can give me your opinion on that one. We are on Skype. Gary.Russen on Skype. You want to call me up and we'll get on the air with me and talk about this? I'd love to hear from you. Because this is one of the most interesting, and here it is. It goes back to what I've said before. It's not that I'm against immigration in this country. It's not that I'm not against the people coming into this country who are willing to become American citizens. My gripe is not this. My gripe is that when they come over here and take advantage of the American welfare system, when they start taking advantage of it and say, well, we're going to come over here, we're entitled. I think that's what starts to get aggravated with me, because then what they're doing is they're letting them in here. Nothing against immigration, because my grandfather came from Czechoslovakia. Okay, my parents were, my parents were European. My problem stands at when they let them in here and give them all these benefits, but yet, and give them the right to vote. But when they are living and riding on us, so to speak, and not maybe desiring to become an American citizen, I think that's where I start to draw the line. Because they should, work on becoming an American citizen first. They should be deciding that, if you love this country so much you want to be here, great. We'd love to have you. And we're willing, if you're willing to become an American citizen and work to become one instead of riding on the taxpayers' dollars, and then turn around and put down this country, that's when that makes my blood boil. Okay? That's when it makes my blood boil, because they come over here and then they bring down the country, and they bring down the president, and they bring down everything. If they hate this country so bad, what are they doing over here? That's what I'm saying. You just don't bite the hand that feeds you, folks. I mean, this is America. It's fabulous. I'm glad you're here, but please respect it. Okay, please respect it. Respect this country. Be glad you're here, where you're safe. Don't be sitting there and taking our money and living off the land, and then turning around and insulting the government, the country. That's when I start to really get mad. Well, this is an interesting story, and I'm going to keep this for way out there. I got two stories for way out there, strange but true. But this one, last night, I think it was this morning, thousands of people in the Northwest witnessed a very interesting spectacle in the sky early this morning. They woke up to a large streaking flash in the sky, and according to the Oregon.com Federal Aviation Administration, we're talking to air traffic controllers and reporting the flash was a meteor. It was reported that those who saw this flash as far away as Clarkston, Lewiston, Republic, Wenatchee, Hayden, Troy, Idaho, and Missoula, Montana. Various websites reported witnessing all across the Northwest, saying that the flash looked like anything from summer lightning to a meteor to a rocket, a satellite, or just exploding transformer. Several viewers also reported feeling a sonic boom moments after the flash in the sky. You imagine being there, especially after what happened this past weekend with Kim Jong-un. Wouldn't you just be scared to death of this thing? I'm wondering maybe it was something else, being an intercontinental ballistic missile. But if you look at it, it doesn't look like one. But after hearing what happened this weekend, you have to wonder. The people saw this in the northwest sky this morning, according to KHQ channel 6 there. They saw this thing in the sky. It looked like it was a fireball. And I saw Rachel Ozzie Jarvis come on. I don't know if she's even listening. I'm going to take a look at my Facebook page, my Spreaker public site here for a minute. I want to see if there's anybody listening while we're on the air today. I'm going to go to that site for a minute. Only because I want to see if maybe perhaps we have a listener on board right now. Okay, I'm on, this is 2-2, and I see zeros across the board. There was one listener in the last part. I did see that. There was somebody listening to me live in the last part. They're not there no more. There's nobody listening at this hour. So I'm thinking maybe perhaps she was listening in the last half hour. If you do come aboard, or if you're listening to the podcast later, send me a message. I'd like to maybe connect, because this is an interesting story. A meteor, and I thought maybe if you saw it this morning, you would call the program and let me know. Interesting looking thing. This is in the northwest sky, and according to an article I'm looking at from Channel 6 there, Spokane, Washington, thousands of people awoke to a huge streaking flash early this morning, and according to the Oregon Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, talking to air traffic controllers, reporting this flash and this meteor, and then they saw a sonic boom. So there's a report. This is from an email from a viewer of KHQ Channel 6, NBC affiliate there. I saw this morning from the Republic, Washington. From Republic, Washington. I entered the atmosphere at about 5:30 a.m. I know because it was important to note the time. It was gold and orange in color with a blue hue in its edges, and it was an elongated top with a ball bottom like a Christmas tree ornament or an onion. It lasted about 5 seconds and then lit up the entire mountainside. It was on our south, and there was no noise associated with it. It came straight down, not slanted like a meteorite would be seen. I would be very much appreciated if you could follow this story and the information coming from this part of the state, and different from that in ours. The time and color reported are different, and more on that different, and there are more than one event. Truly, is it a meteorite? If so, how can that be determined? And it was space debris. It appeared to have metallic colors associated with it. And please don't try to say that it is a meteorite, because some agency says that, so in an hour after the event. And this is an exciting and curious happening. It deserves more exploration. Many thanks. That's from a email from Elizabeth May, Republic, Washington, to KHQ Channel 6. I'm not sure exactly where that's located, but it's KHQ Channel 6. People who might have seen this meteorite. Okay. Alrighty, you're listening to the, I'm Gary J. Russen, you're listening to the show. Hope you're enjoying it. We're going to go full 45 minutes of non-stop talk. That's what we're doing right now. 45 minutes in this only 2 hours of what I call a preview show of the Gary Russen program called the Gary Russen Program Extra. The Gary Russen Program Extra, and I hope you're enjoying the show. I love doing this stuff. I love playing it. I love talking to you. And I was really hoping we can get some listeners. Really would. Be kind of nice in this next half hour or so. We're going to stay on the air a little longer. Probably try to see if we can push till 4:30. See what we can do. I'd like to do that. But we really do it about 1.5 to 2 hours to perhaps 2.5 hours of talk and basically freestyle. This is what's called Extra, meaning this is a program between Gary Russen programs. Now, I have a full-length 3-hour show coming up on Monday, September 11th, and we're going to preview that here in just a little while here on GJRB Online. But we're going to stay on the air. We're not going to take any break. We're not going to take any promo breaks. We're going to stay straight now for the next 17 minutes, and we're going to talk at you. Non-stop talk in this last 45 minutes. I'm Gary J. Russen. You're listening to the Gary Russen Program Extra on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Thank you for tuning in. I saw some people actually come on. I saw a hit in the previous part of the show. Matter of fact, it is in part 1. But there was no other hit in part 2 or 3. Or 2.2. We're on 2-2. So I'm not seeing a hit in this part. Yeah, well, okay. I don't know why I'm not getting any more hits. But, so we're going to do part 3. So we're going to do part 3 here in a little bit. But we're on the air until 1:45 in this part. And then we're going to run into part 3. And I hope that you can be part of the show. I hope you're enjoying the program, the Gary Russen Program Extra on GJRB Online. This is where we added an extra show. This is part of the Gary Russen Program family of shows, including the Best of the Gary Russen Program, in which we add a show and we talk about what news is going on, especially if I haven't been on for the Gary Russen Program hasn't been on for like almost 3 weeks. So a lot of news going on. We talked about the what happened in Houston. We've talked about that, and we've talked about other stuff. So I hope you're enjoying the show, and I'm glad you could be part of it. And I hope you could stick with me throughout the afternoon for the Gary Russen Program Extra here on GJRB Online. And I'm happy you could be a part of the show. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us today. And glad you could be a part of it. Always glad you could listen. We're going to take a program break, and then I'll be right back. Got more stuff coming up as we continue with the Gary Russen Program Extra on GJRB. Thanks for listening.
for we not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pest, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, end-time headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland, a day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio, almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel, Radioland. Strange things in the sky and around the world, strange beings sighted. What's going on? All around us, conspiracy theories are being discussed. This is the show all about the strange things that are way out there. I'm Gary Russen, and this Way Out There's back with more weird stories of the strange and the bizarre. Keep looking up in the sky and let me know what you see. Way out there. Every third Friday at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. America's Street Music is back on GJRB, Bluegrass with the Grassgolds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too. At a brand new time, every third Saturday at 12 noon Central on GJRB. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russen program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland, a day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio, almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel, Radioland. We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russen program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russen program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russen program on GJRB. After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB Online. The weird, the strange, the bizarre. Way out fun, way out there. Another show coming soon on GJRB Online. All right, we're back on the air, and welcome back to the Gary Russen Program Extra on GJRB Online. This is where we talk a lot about what's going on in the world of news and what's happening over the past 3 weeks since we have not been on the air. It's been crazy, hasn't it? I mean, really. I mean, this has been really nuts. And the crazy people that are out now. I don't know. Are we going to have more protest over this whole thing with that DACA now? I mean, you have to wonder about that. I mean, it looks like they're going to kind of... It's going to get... I wonder if it's going to escalate to more protests with this DACA thing. Because a lot of people are going to... you know, this is going to be a whole new battle, okay? A whole new battle over this whole thing. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Also coming up, our preview of what's coming up next Monday when we do the Gary Russen program, full-length 3-hour show. We'll be back with a full-length 3-hour show, live at 2 o'clock Central Time, and we're going to talk about what's going on in the news world, and what's happening nationwide and all that good stuff. So we hope you'll tune into that. We're going to be on the air again, and we're going to be talking more about what's cooking in the news, and see what's happening here with what's in the news. So we're going to do that, and hope you can be part of the show. I'm Gary J. Russen. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. The Gary Russen Program Extra is the name of the show. This is where we kind of see what's going on in the news, because we haven't... there's been so much we missed over a period of time, because we've been off the air. And when there's good news out there, when it's really, really solid news happening, and I want to see what's going on with it. And I'm going to add this show called the Gary Russen Program Extra to follow the news and what's going on around the nation. This is what this is going to be now. And if there's something big going on, I'm going to go on the air and we're going to have a show. This past weekend, Kim Jong-un, the slant-eyed fool over there in North Korea, decided to test a nuclear bomb, a hydrogen bomb, underground in North Korea, caused a 6.6 magnitude earthquake. This man makes me nervous. Really does. He's got an H bomb. Now, on the other hand, here in the United States of America, Donald Trump isn't going to stand by and let this man do this. Okay? I don't think he's going to sit there and let this man get away with it. Seriously. I think that he's going to do something about it. And a lot of people aren't happy if Trump could get us into a nuclear conflict. What do you think of that? You think he is doing that, or he's doing the best he can to... I mean, for a while there, it did look like Kim Jong-un was going to respect us. It did. It looked like he was going to respect us. But now I sincerely do have my doubts on this, whether or not he's going to respect us or not remains to be seen. I really don't think that he's going to go all out and cause It's just, I think if Kim Jong-un is provoked, which Trump could do, it could cause some problems. I really do. I think that he could make things worse if he pulls this off. Because, to be honest with you, if you get someone, it's like it's like going into a hive and invading a bunch of angry bees. What's going to happen? You're going to get stung. And I think that Trump is being careful not to provoke things with North Korea. I really do. But, watch and see. Because he said, we'll see. When he was asked what we're going to do about North Korea. He said, we'll see. So you have to wonder. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be going back into taking the tablet and going out and doing another last 7 days. Tomorrow morning at Burger King, if things go good, we're going to be up there. We're going to be recording another edition. I'll upload it to the GJRB Spreaker public site shortly tomorrow. And we'll probably talk about some of that, but Pastor Ronson has some interesting stories, and we're going to be passing along to you here. And it's going to be interesting to see what he's got to say tomorrow about this past weekend. With this whole thing with that conflict, and I just kind of wonder what he's going to talk about. So this ought to be really, 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 really good. So we're going to talk about that, and I hope you're enjoying the program. I'm Gary J. Russen. This is the Gary Russen program Extra, which means that we are. I'm doing what I call Extra. It's where I take an extra program and talk about some of the stories that are going on in the national news, and what I call Extra. And it gives me a chance to see who's out there listening to the show, for one. So I hope you're enjoying it. I'm Gary J. Russen. We're going to be right back for our final part of Extra, coming up next here on GJRB Online. So stay with me for all the fun. We've got a lot going on, and we're going to continue talking about what's going on in the world of news. So stay with me, and we'll talk about all this stuff going on in the national news. Coming up as we continue with the Gary Russen Program Extra on GJRB Online on Spreaker. In just a moment, we'll be right back. Hang in there. Imagine tuning on your internet radio, only the station playing old radio programs, complete with commercials, and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows, back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. Strange things in the sky and around the world. Strange beings sighted. What's going on? All around us, conspiracy theories are being discussed. This is the show all about the strange things that are way out there. I'm Gary Russen, and this Way Out There's back with more weird stories of the strange and the bizarre. Keep looking up in the sky and let me know what you see. Way out there. Every third Friday at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB.